All day, and one day I was studying my senior year in the counselor's office, and she asked me, "Bill, what are you going to do after high school? You're graduating in 3 months." And that was kind of an aha moment. Not that I'm going to be a chef, but like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do with the rest of my life? And she recommended I go to a vocational school in Kansas, and that was really the turning point for me. Then I realized that there was a career for me, because growing up in Kansas, where I grew up, there was the Galloping Gourmet on TV back then, and John Ritter from Three's Company, who was a chef. It was the only two chefs I knew. So there was no dream of a chef from a small farm town in Kansas. There's just not a chance. When I got out of culinary school, I actually ended up working for Four Seasons Hotels. I had worked in a lot of small restaurants prior to that, the classic greasy spoon mom and pop operations. Quite humorous as I look back now, but very entertaining, and I certainly got a good foundation working there. I say humorous, it's the world we live in now, the culinary world now versus then. But yeah, I got out of culinary school and went to Four Seasons Hotels, and really I look back on my career, and it was, you know, whether you're a man of faith and believe in God or fate or destiny or karma, just the way I landed in jobs and the way it happened. I don't know that I ever had to really interview for a job. I met a chef at the CIA who was a chef at the Four Seasons Hotel in Dallas, and the minute he knew that I knew another employee that he hired, Dave, it's like, you got a job. I'm like, well, don't you want to ask me some questions? No, if you know Dave, you can work for me. So I ended up in Dallas, Texas. Worked there for about a year, and showed up to work on Christmas Day in 1986. And now I'm dating myself how old I am. But signs all over the walls, a mandatory staff meeting the next day, and we found out that the hotel was sold, and 5 days later I was working for Marriott. So that was a pretty huge change, going from the most luxurious hotel company in the world to Marriott. Nothing wrong with Marriott, but you know, back then it was a big change. And anyhow, 3 months later I ended up transferring to California with Four Seasons, and been here ever since.